Hi Scorpio, how are you guys doing? I really hope that this video finds you well. Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Anisa from the Inner Stereo. This is going to be your love messages. It's a general reading, so the roles might get reversed, or it may or may not resonate with you. And if this reading resonates with you, there's going to be a link down in the description box below for personal reading with me, okay? In this reading, Scorpio, it's going to be a you versus them format. I am going to be pulling a card about who is it that we're going to be talking about today. And what their current energy is like, your challenges, past, present, future from both parties, and we're going to clarify them. And I am also going to be pulling some advice card for you by the end of the session, okay? One of your biggest challenges here is you have the Magician and you also have the Knight of Wands in upright position, Scorpio. I think that one of your challenges within this your love relationship sector has a lot to do with believing. One person is no longer believing that both of you have the complementary element of what it takes to build on a stable, healthy, long-term type of relationship. And one of the reason has a lot to do with one person within this connection has a tendency to be a bit irresponsible, letting their impulsive thoughts operating from a place of a high type of emotion. So every time they're sad, they're like really, really sad to a point that they could not control their sadness. When they're jealous, they're really, really jealous to a point that they cannot control what they're doing when they're jealous. When they're angry, they get really, really angry to the point that they could not control their anger. So that's kind of like one of the main challenges within this connection. However, Scorpio, I feel that within this week, there's a lot of good opportunities that is coming your way in the present moment. And I feel that there's also a lot of opportunities there is for you to be reconnecting with people who you haven't been connecting for quite a while. This could be about your love, but for me, what I'm getting here is more about, the friends that you haven't met for a while, your family members that you haven't met for a while, the people that you call home because you've known these people for a very long time. And by actually interacting, engaging, and meeting with these people, it would actually allow you to feel a lot better. It will allow you to be much more in your element. So, in the past, you have the 10 of Cups, and you also have the 5 of Wands in upright position. There was a connection here that you was really, really hopeful for this connection to be something that you could hold on to. However, within that connection, you felt like a tremendous amount of inner conflict as well. We're going to clarify in a moment. In the present moment, you have the 3 of Wands, and you also have the 6 of Wands in upright position. There's something about you there's something about you here wanting to or visualizing a victory towards yourself. And I think this has nothing to do with this person, but more so about, what is it that you would like to have in your life? I feel that at this present moment, you guys are trying to strategize. Again, Scorpio has a tendency of strategizing. And I know this for a fact because, my Mars is in Scorpio. So I do strategize a lot. Like I would, again, I think I mentioned it in your previous reading where this is the object that you would like to get, and Scorpio would usually circle to find some sort of weak points or the smartest way to get to that object rather than just going after it right away, right? And I feel that there's something here that you guys are strategizing, and it has a lot to do with you getting the victorious feeling that you want to have in your life, and also has a lot to do with getting a good public recognition. In the future, you have the Strength, and you also have the 3 of Cups in upright position. I feel that at least until mid-July, the presence of friends, the presence of family members, the presence of like-minded people is actually going to be very important for you, because that in itself is going to encourage you to be much more sharp and much more straight and much more it will test your grit and your perseverance when it comes to going after the things that you care about. Now, this person's side, 4 of Wands and also the 7 of Swords. Interesting. I just feel that with this person, you guys are always on a different level. Okay. So it's like there are two elevators. There are two elevators, right? You went to the third floor. This person is on the second floor. And then this person catch up with you on the third floor. And then you went either to the second floor or to the fifth floor. And then again, this person is starting to be on the fifth floor. And then you went like that. So you just never meet in the middle. Okay. And one of the reasons why I'm saying that is because the moment that you're the 10 of Cups, the moment that you're all in your feelings and the moment that you're all in your emotions when it comes to this person, what do? 7 of Swords, they don't take it. They took it for granted. They run away sometimes, or maybe they lie. They're not really telling you anything. Or maybe there is something else that is much more sinister than just lying or, trying to freeze their emotions over it, etc. But the moment that this person is starting to enjoy, right? The moment that this person is starting to enjoy this connection is the moment that you start to have inner conflict here with the 5 of Wands. I think I know what that is. Because you have a lot of resentment towards this person. When you were all nice, they were not nice to you. That's why you were harboring like a lot of resentment as well. And again, having resentment is okay. It's normal sometimes. Now in the present moment, they have the 7 of Wands and also the Queen of Swords in upright position. I just feel that there's this crazy push and pull. There's this crazy power play happening within this connection at this present moment where you are literally trying to look the other way and trying to look for avenues that is for the betterment of yourself, whereas this person is just like, yeah. There's like a lot of resistance here. A lot of them. From you and also from this person's side. Now, in the future, there is going to be something that triggers this person to feel that, no, Scorpio is actually starting to slip away from me. Through that space alone that both of you are because of this crazy power play that is right now happening, it creates some sort of space for desire to show up. And we'll see that in the future. And we're going to clarify that, okay? So let's start clarifying your reading here, Scorpio. Let's clarify the 7 of Wands from their side first. There's something here about them being a bit confused about what this connection is all about, right? And they're starting to wonder, like, do you actually have the same feeling as you did in the past, or do you still want this, or do you actually still prioritize this, and etc. But again, there's also something, so this is a very bipolar type of energy, the way that I'm getting here, okay? There's one part of them believing that you love them, that you still care for them, that Scorpio is never going to forget me, and they would always have an unwavering devotion and loyalty towards me. They always want to be like that, okay? They are depending on your fixed nature very much here. But there's also a side of them that is like, oh, really? Like, why is the fact or the reality that is happening now, why don't I feel that, okay? But I feel that for the majority of it, this person is still holding on to the belief that you still care, that you still carry like a lot of unwavering devotions and loyalty, that one day Scorpio is going to feel this, Scorpio is going to know that we are fit for each other. They just gotta know. And they're gonna be doing something about it. Scorpio is always gonna be forever, have feelings for me, would always have emotions for me. Let's clarify the 3 of Wands from your side. What are all these mixed messages? It's driving me crazy. Oh my god. But at some point they're true though. Like what they're actually Well, Scorpio is always going to be there for me. Kind of true. Did you hear that? My kid wants to come into my room. Anyway, it's kind of true. You still have this Knight of Pentacles. You still have that in your arms. You still have that in your heart. You want to know why? You want to know why? Especially if you're in no contact with this person. One of the reasons why you're stuck here has a lot to do with you still very much looking forward to gain information from this person. Still looking forward to gain some sort of, I don't know, study, research. That will then brings about a lot of these either fantasies or confusion. That's why you're still there. Okay, let's card for the Queen of Swords here, Scorpio. Let's clarify the Six of Wands in upright position. But again, nobody could ever give you a pill. Like, I couldn't do it myself, I couldn't just give you a pill to make you forget about them in an instant. I couldn't do that. But anyway, this Queen of Swords clarified by the Queen of Cups, Page of Swords, and also the Ace of Swords in upright position. They are in a mindset of, right now, Scorpio has the information. Right now, Scorpio has this very fixed thoughts and fixed conclusion when it comes to me. So no matter how I would approach Scorpio, whether I would approach them with another facts that could maybe rebut, what facts that you have, or should I be coming with them with a lot of emotions, Scorpio is not going to hear me out. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just going to still be observing how Scorpio is. Okay, this person is fully observant. Whether you're in contact or whether in no contact with this person is trying to, when is the right time for me to approach Scorpio? Because in the present moment, they feel that it's not really the right time to do that. Because again, they feel or they fear that there's going to be like a lot of hostilities coming from you. Especially should they approach it from an emotional manner, they're going to be like, oh no, I just don't think that I'm ready to do that. What if Scorpio is rejecting me? Or what if Scorpio is just going to hurt me even further? I mean, that's kind of like what they think. So at this present moment, they're just kind of like observing and studying, like, when is it really the right time for me to make my move? Now let's clarify the future. Because I understand, because although you still carry like a tremendous amount of emotions for this person, but I feel that at this present moment, what you do is you're just, for cups, you're just focused on sheltering. You're just focused on protecting your heart chakras. You don't want to expect no more, because in the past when you were expecting, that become a root for resentment, right? So you no longer want to do with that. You don't want anything that they're doing going to have any type of emotional impact onto you. So you're just like, I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to see where this goes. I'm going to go with the flow kind of energy. So let's clarify the Knight of Swords from their side. Ten of Pentacles, so they still desire this. Ten of Cups. Page of Pentacles, they still desire this. They still desire this very much, They still desire to have a relationship that is collectively happy with you. What I mean by collectively happy, it means that it's a relationship that just doesn't think about, one person's happiness, but it's the both people's happiness. They want to have a family with you. They want to have a long-term type of relationship with you. But again, there is this a bit of a wariness about, like, should I really do this with Scorpio? When can I move forward towards Scorpio, etc. There's going to be an offering here that this person is going to be making in the future, but let's still clarify them. So I'm going to clarify that Strength card from your side. In the future, I feel that with the Strength card here has a lot to do with you having to put in the work of what you've always envisioned for your life. So let's say, for instance, you always envisioned for yourself to have a healthier diet, then I feel that that's something that you're going to be doing in the future. If you opt for, like, I want to have a lot of passive income, that is something that you actually are going to be doing. 10 of Wands is no longer just planning, hallucinating, fantasizing. No, it's not just that. It's like literally putting in the work. Okay, again, it could be money related, or it could be health related, or beauty related. So okay, I think I want to change up my hair color. I've always wanted to do this, but probably we're going to be changing up that thing. Let's go for this Three of Cups from your side. So remember when I said that in the future, you guys are going to be surrounding yourself with your support system, right? Friends, family, it could be your people that you meet that is very, very like-minded. And that in itself is going to put you in a position where you would think that you need to choose between your own autonomy or whether your relationship. Because I don't know why, for some reason here, Scorpio, you're under the impression that you could not have your own autonomy in a relationship. But that may be something that we have to read next week, because that's all of the cards here. Now, the Eight of Wands, clarified by the Six of Swords, Justice, and also the Page of Cups in upright position. This person, is going to judge the people that you surround yourself with in the future. They're going to be a bit wary about it. Like, oh, wow, like now I'm noticing that Scorpio is hanging out a lot more with their best friends. Like, are they talking about me? Does Scorpio's best friend have an influence on why Scorpio is seemingly slipping away from me? Is the family really taking some sort of intervention between our connection? They're going to be wondering about all of these stuff here. I feel that in the future, there's going to be an attempt and an offering, but it's not going to be all in, right? Because there is this fear of them being like, I'm just so scared of meeting your swords. They're just so scared of how you're going to be reacting on them. Okay, if you react and then you snap, they feel that they could not handle it. So I feel that in the future, there's going to be an attempt because they want this with you, but they're scared of approaching you as well. Okay, so let's get into your advice here, guys. Okay, Scorpio. I know that in the future, right, like you guys will have a very dead set goal that this is what you want to be achieving and etc. And again, and I kind of like relate to this again because my Mars is in Scorpio, right? Like once I set my mind to something, like don't get in my way. But sometimes there are people out there who cares about you and who would worry some things. Like, I'm going to give you an example. If you're thinking, this is an example, yeah? If you're thinking of actually leaving behind your job and start a new business, there might be people who cares about you be like, no, don't do that. It's not safe, la, 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 la. Or if you're thinking of, going into a new healthy diet regime, another person will be like, but that's not a healthy diet. And then you're like, shut up, bro. You don't know anything. I know how it feels, right? But be careful of your snarkiness and your snappiness in the future, because that might happen because you're just like, I want to go there. Don't get in my way. And sometimes people worry about us. So be very careful about who you hurt in the future, because there might be people who you hurt that you're actually going to be regretting. Again, that could be people who you call home, your family, your friends. Now, the Page of Pentacles and also the Eight of Cups in upright position. This is a similar kind of advice that Libra got. So you might also be dealing with a Libra, or you might be dealing with an earth sign here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But it has a lot to do with your guide here is trying to push you to be a bit more contemplative about what is happening in your connection and why it didn't feel fulfilling for you. To take that nostalgia road, not because you miss them, but more about what is the lessons that I could take away from that connection. Okay? So I think that is it for my reading for you here, Scorpio. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity that you guys been looking for. And I hope to see you guys next week for another weekly reading. All right, bye-bye, guys. Have a great day. I love you.